Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back today, Q&A Sunday, and we've got a little bit of my Real Madrid campaign going on in the background, a match against Getafe. I'm about halfway through the season, as you can see here, just narrowly behind Atletico Madrid. But before we get into the questions today, and please do submit some more, of course I love answering them, it is time for that draw. So as you can see here, all the names in my little basket. I got about 45-ish submissions for you guys, so you got a 1 in 45, 50 chance of winning. It's a little bit slim, but you never know. So before we get into the action, let's do the draw. So we're going to shake these up. Hopefully none of these fall out, so you guys can see here. Give them a good mixy-bixy, and then we shall dive straight in. Give it another little bit of a mix. Pick out a name. Only want to get one, thank you very much. Alright, there we have it. There is the winner. And we shall have a look. The winner is, ladies and gentlemen, Duhte, D-U-H-T-E. There it is. That is the winner of 20,000 coins. So congratulations. Those will be coming your way. Send me a message or I'll send you a message. Either way. And we'll get that sorted. So good stuff. Anyway, straight into the questions today. So, and as you guys can see my Real Madrid lineup here before we get into the action. I bought Pogba, Falcao, had to sell Ronaldo, which I was really pissed off about because the board sold him under my nose. He was homesick. They sold him to PSG for 47 million. 47 million for Ronaldo. That is ridiculously cheap and a slap in the face. So I bought in Falcao, Pogba, Hazard for 60-odd million. So we've got a pretty solid team. Anyway, first question from Danny Moan says, hey TTB, do you care for American college football? If you do, who do you like? By the way, I live about 40 minutes from Orlando. Well, very nice. And there's your early goal straight away. Good to see you from Orlando, but no, I don't watch any American football. It has never interested me, and it never will. I can't get into the whole stop and start game. I really can't, you know, and I've had this debate and I've told Americans all the time, but then a lot of Americans don't like my football, you know, European football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. They say it's boring, which, you know, if you find that boring, that's fine, but it's not a stop and start game. I mean, it's 45 minutes, a 15-minute break, a 45 minutes. It gets done within a couple of hours. American football can last for ages. I mean, have a look at the Super Bowl. I mean, that is a long-ass event. Obviously, it's a money thing, you know, commercials and a social event. But, no, I've just never got into the whole American football. If you like it, you know, that's fine. But for me, I'll stick to my football. Next up from Zalina Yabar says, hey TTB, it's really been a long time for me to ask. Will you buy PES 2014 World Cup DLC? And are you happy with England's lineup for the World Cup? Sorry for bad English, that's not a problem. Greetings from Malaysia. Well, greetings from Orlando. And I remember you, Zalina Zabar. You've sent quite a few questions, so good stuff. But question number one. Will I buy PES 2014, the World Cup? No, I'm not going to buy it. To be honest with you, I've downloaded PES 2014 on PlayStation Plus because that came out this month on the US store, and I haven't even played it. You know what I mean? I've been playing FIFA 14 on PS4 more, and I don't see it worthwhile for me to buy the World Cup DLC. I don't think it's that brilliant. I mean, they've just sort of reskinned it, added a couple of new presentation kind of things, but it's, I don't know, nothing to scream about. So, no, I'm not going to be picking it up. And am I happy with England's lineup? I guess so. I mean, the only thing I look at the England team and I think defensively, are they going to be good enough? Because they're playing Italy and Uruguay, two very good teams with a lot of quality in there. I know Luis Suarez is having knee surgery, so, you know, he might not even make it in time. But I look at the defensive side and I think, you know, is it going to be good enough? Glenn Johnson's all right. He's not amazing. Baines is okay. I mean, then you've got Cahill, he's decent, you know, and then Jagielka, and there's Jones and all them. But that's going to be the difference, I think. If they can play well defensively and have good attacking numbers, I think they could do all right. You know, I hope they do well, England. You know, I really do. I hope they get through and have a good run. But they could come up against Brazil at some point. then, you know, that's going to be a tall order. Okay, next up from Vladimir Beska says, hi TTB, do you have any tips, advices or suggestions for future PES FIFA commentators? I'm asking this because I want to start my own channel, but I'm a bit nervous. Love your vids. Greetings from Serbia. Greetings from Orlando. Any tips? You know, that's a hard question. And really, it's just do something original, kind of. I mean, it's hard now, PES and FIFA on YouTube, because, you know, let's be honest, YouTube's been going for an awful long time. All the big YouTubers had started years and years ago. I mean, look at PewDiePie, you know, #1 YouTuber. Doesn't do anything special, just plays Let's Plays, but he has 25+ million subscribers, which is insane. But he got the ball rolling early on. You know, you have to remember that when everyone starts YouTube, everyone has 0 views, 0 subscribers. Everyone has to work their way up, and I can guarantee you the first few thousand subscribers are going to be the hardest. So, my tips are really just be constant. Upload daily. If you don't upload daily, it's going to make it very hard for people to look at you and think, I want to subscribe. That's why I do it 7 days a week. You know, I'm not really doing anything else right now except for college online, so I've got plenty of time to do so, but do something kind of original. That's why I mixed up my channel. When I first started out, didn't do FIFA and PES. I just did useless podcasts that didn't work, a couple of Olympic videos as well, and then from there, you know, I started doing PES and FIFA, and when I started commentating the way I do, I got noticed a little bit, so I carried on doing it. So that's something that I thought, I don't see anyone else really on YouTube doing it, why not do it? So come up with something original. If it's not original, then be good at what you do. Commentate with precision. Don't have a lot of ums and ahs. A lot of people do that. They are nervous and they say and they say ah, and I do it as well when I'm talking to you guys like this, but you have to try and be consistently good. But you will get better, trust me. It starts off slow and it's difficult at first. You are a little bit nervous, but in the long run, you will get better. And I hope that helps a little bit. Next up from Blue Ryan Dis says, hi TTB, I'm a new subscriber, but I'm trying to catch up. Good stuff. I just want to know, what is your favourite formation to use in PES or FIFA? And what is your favourite formation in real life? Do you have a second favourite football team? You said that you played football when you were in England. Which was your role? Finally, keep the good work up. Your Let's Plays are pretty unique. Well, thanks very much. I appreciate that. So my favourite formation to use. I'm your traditional guy. I don't like playing 4-3-3s because I feel that, I don't know, you neglect the wingers a little bit too much. So I do like to play, what I'm playing here is sort of a 4-5-1 with a defensive. I have 2 defensive mids, 1 attacking mid, 2 wingers, left midfield, right midfield, and then the forward. And that way, you know, when I've got Bale and Hazard on my team now, exploit those wings and use the pace. I think it's like I said in my quick channel update video I put out yesterday, it's easier to play against a 4-3-3, I feel, because you can man-mark the right winger, left winger, and basically keep them out of the game. And you don't need to push up and down with your right back and left back because, you know, you've got your right mid and left mid moving up and down. So that's a little tip from me. Favourite formation in real life? Just probably a traditional 4-4-2. I used to, there's an Ajax academy over here I used to play for. And because, you know, they were Ajax, Dutch, love to play a 4-3-3. So we used to play that formation all the time. And I used to be a winger, you know, left wing, right wing. And it was an alright formation, but it, you know, it's kind of a lazy formation because they said to me, don't ever drop back. Just stay up front. Push up as high as you can. Mark their left back, right back. And try and pin them back. So, you know, that was a formation that I got used to. But, you know, I've played a 4-4-2. You know, I've even played a formation where we've had 5 or 3 at the back. You know, 3-5-2. So there's a couple of variations in there. Do I have a second favourite football team? Not really. You know, I'm not one of these guys that says I support numerous teams. I support United. Always have done. Always will. And then you also said you played football when you were in England. Which was your role? I've played every role. When I first started, I was a winger, a right mid. Then I pushed into the middle of the park, played centre mid, attacking mid, played up front, and now I'm more of a winger. I like to get the ball and just attack down the wings at defenders. It's good fun. Anyway, great questions. Next up from XX Beast says, what are your thoughts on the US national men's team? I don't know, not really got a big idea on that because I don't follow a whole lot of US national stuff. But I know Donovan's not going to be there, which I don't think it's a big deal. He's getting on a bit now. He hasn't really done a whole lot this season. The US have some other better players up and coming, so I think they have a hard group. We know that. Ghana is probably going to be the easiest game, obviously. If they get 3 points, the first game of the group, they're off and running. And then, you know, they play Portugal, Germany. They play Portugal second, I think, so if they get a point out of that, you know, they've put themselves in a good, promising position. And then Germany's going to be a tough game. But one thing, you know, the United States do have is they run their arse off all the time. I know this over here, that when they train to work your stamina, really up that as well. So they're going to be a team that can run a lot. And that could pay dividend in the end, you know, could be a big plus for them. So, you know, fingers crossed they do well. I like to see them do well because, you know, if they do well, they show it more over here. So, let's hope so. Okay, next up from Vidsoik says, when you were in England, did you go to any games and have you been to any stadiums in Europe? Yeah, I went to a couple of games. Man United against, I think, Arsenal at Cardiff, in Cardiff. So I got to go that stadium, which, you know, the Cardiff massive stadium there. Never really went to Wembley, I don't think, you know, because they were starting to build a new one and stuff. And then, you know, the Barnet Stadium, Underhill, I played there a few times because I was in the Barnet youth team when I was like 11, 12, although they were terrible, so I had to leave. So I've played there, although it's nothing special. But apart from that, you know, Old Trafford I think I went to once, which was, you know, like a 5-hour drive, which was great to see. But I've never really gone to too many games. I've never really been that keen to. I don't know why. I'd rather just stay at home. I think it's because of all the craziness that goes on. There's a lot of nutters out there. So, you know, I'd rather be safe in the profound of my own house, I guess. So, there we have it. Okay, next up from Hollow Gaming, a couple of questions here. Hey TTB, if Chelsea, PSG, Monaco or Man City weren't bought by Arabian Russian millionaires for a ridiculous amount of money, where do you think they would be now? 2, do you expect anything spectacular from PES since Konami overhyped PES 2014 and it backfired? And number 3, DC or Marvel? Thanks for answering. Have a good week. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much. Number 1, Chelsea and all those. I think Chelsea will be about the same, to be honest with you. I think they would have done alright. PSG, I don't know. They were doing okay, I guess. They probably would have bought a couple of good players. Monaco, not so much. And Man City, I think, are the team that I don't think they would be anywhere near where they are now. We all saw how they were before. They weren't anything special when they didn't have tons and tons of money. So I think if that was the case, they weren't bought out, didn't buy all these top quality players like Aguero and stuff, they wouldn't be winning the league. They'd probably be, you know, a 5th, 6th kind of team. So that's my thoughts. And anything special from PES? Well, you know, they're going to show the trailer at E3. We're going to have a look at that, give it a butchers and see what it's all about. They need to do something big on PS4, Xbox One. You know, they have to kind of revamp the game even further. Because the engine they're using is good, but it still does need a lot of enhancement. They did, I mean, I don't think they overhyped it. I think a lot of people did. They saw videos last year of PES 2014. We were like, wow, you know, the heading's good, even though it's a little bit, I think the players jumped too high. I think that was more of us hoping and praying that it was better than it was. And finally, DC or Marvel, not really into both of them, if I'm being honest with you, but I'm going to say, I don't know, the Batman. Who's Batman with? Is he DC? I think he's DC, isn't he? So someone like that is probably what I am. Alright, we've got about 30 seconds or so left, so let's see if we have one more. This one was from Short Circuit. TTB was wondering, how do you react when you lose a match in FIFA? Are you calm or do you get really mad? I actually get really pissed off, to be honest with you. The other day, I lost to Athletic Bilbao and 1-0. I lost 1-0 to them. I had 9 shots. They had 1. They won it. I was furious. I hate going to bed after I've lost, so I always have to win before I can hit the sack because I just hate doing it. So yeah, bit of a bad loser, but aren't we all? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is it for today. Congratulations to the winner and submit some more questions. But until next week, take care.